Alright, so today I'm going to be tying a simple mosquito fly. Now, this is a little bit of a variant on a classic mosquito. Instead of having circular wings around its neck, really, it's going to just have one fin or one wing section going up from its back. So today I'm going to be using size 14 hooks and some gray string. I'm also going to be using some brown fluff, and I believe that is actually rat hair, and I'm going to be using some pheasant feathers. So, just to start, you just do your normal start off, just work your way towards the back. I should trim that up. There we go, and just a little bit further back. There we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this flower or feather, and we're going to see that part right there. We're going to just grab that little bit and tear it right off. So now what we want to do is kind of move it around in our hands, get it all kind of together, really. And there we go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to hold it right here, kind of angled down. Since I'm right-handed, I'm doing it on the right side. So if we go like that, and then it's pretty well in there. So now if we kind of work our way back a little bit, and then forward, and okay, we have our tail in there. Now, I'm going to trim this up here, and you really want to be careful not to snip your actual string, because that is pretty easy to do when trimming like this. So, there we go. I'm just going to leave the rest of it and go around there. So now we're going to work our way back just a little bit. We want to leave just like a little tiny bit of room between the tail, and we're going to start this. So now is where this fluff comes in. So we're going to take some of this fluff, and what I do is I pull this out a little, then I portion it up into really small pieces. You can barely even see it. And then what I do is I just lick my fingers, and then you roll this fluff around your string, and it makes a bulge, kind of. And then you take another just little tiny piece. You don't need very much at all. And then the same thing right below that. And you want to keep them roughly the same size, but if you're a bit different, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so now since we have that, we can either just wrap this around a little bit more, but I'm just going to take this and slide it up. And when you slide it around, you want to grab the very end of it and slide it. So now what we're going to do is, to get the body, we're going to wrap this around, and then we're going to start getting a little more and a little more. I probably don't need all this fluff, so I'm going to actually take some of it off. It's pretty easy to take off if you just kind of grab it and pull on it. So there we go. And so we're going to just make this last little part a little bit bigger, and then we're going to wrap this around a bit to kind of get a little place that is clearly the end of that. And now what we want to do is, since I have kind of a little bit longer feathers here, what I'm going to do is since again I'm not wrapping around, I'm going to do just one straight back. I'm going to do kind of like what I did with the tail, and take a bit and just kind of get them all aligned in your hands. And there we go. Now we're just going to just twist it a little bit to get it all together. And what we can do is kind of put it under the hook to get it to kind of stay down. And sometimes this really doesn't work that well. This is one such time. So there. Okay, so we're going to retry this. That's no big deal if you mess up. You know, this doesn't really matter that much. So we're going to go back a little bit. We're going to go really far under, and then just, wrap a few times, and then pull on it a little bit. Not super lock, because it's not all the way in there, but when you pull on it, like if it's going to stay at this point, it's going to stay. So then what you want to do is really get it down in there. So then, since it's pretty well in there, I'm going to trim off there. And again, you really don't want to get your line that you're using, or your string, I should say, that you're using in there. The way to do this is to kind of hold those back, and then just kind of angle it up, and kind of trim it. Okay, there. So now that we're all trimmed, I'm going to take my fingernail and just kind of scoot it back there. So now we want to, since this is a fly that would actually have a head, we want to kind of make a little head for it. And I'm going to tie this off real quick. So, give me a second. There we go. And alright, there we go. So now it's all tied off, and then again I'm going to use fingernail polish to kind of glue that well in there, and it also kind of makes it shine a little bit, which attracts some of the fish. And then just floss it out real quick. I'm bad at aiming this thing. Alrighty, so there, and just really floss it out good. And now we are just about done, actually. This doesn't really require any stuff after, really. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to just trim this up just a little bit more. And there we go. And